Hi everyone, Bernard here on behalf of MovieGameNostalgia.com with a little movie review. I think this is the second one I've done on a Disney Plus release. Obviously, if you're paying your subscription for that, I hope you're enjoying it. It's something I won't personally do myself. I mean, there's too many things out there. I'd be absolutely skint if I paid for everything that's out there at the moment. So I have sort of held off this, but I managed to get a look at this from through another of my memberships and streaming sites. Please, if you're new to this little channel, Artemis Fowl, we're going to have a look today. So please check that old subscribe button, press the button for notifications, and make sure your notifications are set to public. I don't know what's going on today. I wasn't up that early today, so anyway, it's my day off, so I've probably gone into sort of zonal mode, or a sort of day off working today. So this isn't work. This is fun, isn't it? So yeah, Artemis Fowl. I mean, it has received a little bit of negativity from everywhere, really, from everything I've been seeing. I think it appeared on Disney Plus on about the 12th of June 2020. So I managed to watch it yesterday as I'm recording this. And it's based on the novel by, pardon my spelling, Eoin Colfer, is it? Or Owen Colfer? I'm not too sure of how you pronounce his first name. Eoin. 2001 novel. I think this takes into account the first two novels, or tries to take into account the first two novels. We'll talk about that later. It's put together by and directed by Kenneth Branagh. Stars Ferdia Shaw in the lead role, Lara McDonnell, Josh Gad, Judi Dench, Colin Farrell, and some other guys as well. And it's basically a tale of fairies, dwarfs, goblins, humans, and it's about a 12-year-old Irish lad who needs to rescue his kidnapped father from a power-hungry fairy. Well, aren't they all? They're all power-hungry. Yeah, I mean, it's first muted, I think, back in 2006, 2007 that they're going to put this to film as a series, as a franchise. But it's took so long. Eventually, Disney actually took it on and actually produced this. It's 93 minutes, which isn't too bad. You say I don't like these sort of kids' family films to be too long. I'll talk a bit more about the 93 minutes in a minute. But yeah, as I said in the start of this vlog, it's not been very well appreciated. Rotten Tomatoes have only given it a positivity rating of just 10%. That's 10%. That's based on 102 reviews and has an overall rating of 3.72 out of 10. And just quoting from their consensus, their summing up, if you like, anger fans of source material leave newcomers befuddled. So it angers fans of the source material, the book. So again, we've got another problem with a book translation, haven't we? Which isn't unusual. I very, very rarely see a film that's not slagged off when it's compared to the original anyway. Frustratingly flightless. So there you go. Metascore, the critics, the Metascore rating. These are all the big magazine critics, etc., etc. Based on 33 reviews, just 3.1 out of 10. But the lowest mark was 1, and the highest mark was a poor 5 out of 10. And you're getting little comments like, needed a little more magic, empty with forgettable characters, busy and exhausting, confusing, sloppy mess, a disappointing adaptation. Yeah, I mean, apart from that last one, which I've not read the book, so I can't comment on the adaptation. I sort of agree with most of those quibbles in a not in a necessarily negative way. There are some good things, and I'll go into that. Internet Movie Database rating is only 3.9 out of 10. That's based on over 4,000 people leaving a mark. Obviously, actual written reviews is 287. It did take me a long time to find positive reviews. I think the first 50 or so reviews I read through, I was losing hope. Actually, they're all quite negative. It sort of seems to be a little bit loaded towards the negative, because when I did see the positive reviews, some of them were actually obviously posted. You can sort of put them into date order and stuff like this, but even so, it looks as though there's mostly negative views. You get words like bad storytelling, bad effects, a script that treats its audience like idiots, a disgrace to the books, again, that same link coming up, weak CGI, incoherent screenplay, awful attempt, and Walt Disney's worst film ever. There you go. So there's one or two bad Walt Disney ones, isn't there? I'm just trying to think what the competition is. I mean, of all the ratings, only 24%, so that's less than a quarter, actually scored it either 6 or higher. And of that, most of the people scored it 10. And I do tend to ignore people who give things 10 out of 10 and 1 out of 10, because they're the two extremes. 22% did give it 1 out of 10, so that probably knocks the overall. So that's nearly a quarter of the people giving it 1 out of 10. So again, if you ignore that as such, it probably raises that 3.9 up a little bit if you look at the average. So it might be nearer 4.5, 5 out of 10, which isn't great anyway, is it? But it'll still be nearer. Movie game nostalgia. As I said, I've not read the books. Having watched this, I have sort of got this thing, as you probably, if you watch my vlogs, I will probably try and read 1 or 2 now, or certainly listen to 1 or 2. As you know, I'm into audio books as well. When I do, you know, obviously if I haven't got the time to actually sit and read, I like to listen to stuff while I'm doing other stuff. So it has inspired me to perhaps go back and look, because obviously there's a lot of criticism that this is nothing like the source material. It's really a disaster. So, and certainly not for fans of the books. There have been a couple of reviews there of people who read the books and did say it was, you know, yeah, it was okay. You know, it's nothing like the books, but it's not as bad as other people are saying. I think that's the most of the problem. I think the biggest problem I had it with is that it was sort of Ferdy ashore. I couldn't sort of like him, to be honest with you. Simple as that. I didn't like him. I don't think he played it very well. I don't like the guy, so I had no real care for him throughout the film, which is all part and parcel of films. I mean, you have to care about characters. You have to want them to do well, etc., or survive even. And I just had no time for this young man, to be honest with you. I thought it was a very poor lead, in my opinion. No offence to the young lad. I don't know much about him. The only one character I was invested in was probably played by Holly Short, played by Laura McDonnell, who's an elven reconnaissance officer. But she's the only one who I would really enjoy watching again, probably in the future, if there are any spin-offs or if there is a franchise. I mean, based on a lot of the reviews, it may be a problem coming. It just sort of felt, as I said, about people are saying about the mishmash and obviously lots of things going on. What was it? Weak CGI, inherent, need a little more magic, confusing, sloppy mess. I can understand, because part of the way they film it, says, I needed to know a little bit more about what was going on. There's things happening on the screen that weren't really fully explained, and you sort of had to, you know, decide or just ignore the fact that you didn't know much about certain characters, etc., etc. That's a problem. I had a feeling it was like, this is number 5 in the series, and you should know about all the other 4. So obviously, and as I said, even based on the book, some people are saying that, you know, it's nothing like the book. So even if you had that experience, you probably wouldn't have helped watching this film. And the 93 minutes that it was on screen just felt a lot longer. It just seemed a lot longer than 93 minutes, because it did go on. CGI was a mishmash. Some was good, some was poor. It was. Someone compared it to watching an episode of Power Rangers. If you watch the Power Rangers, I can't disagree with that. I mean, some of the effects, etc., very, very Saturday morning-ish. And that sort of brings me to the age range, because there are people on there who took the kids of, 8, 9, 10, 11 onwards, up to 13, and the kids seem to enjoy it, even though it confused them. Obviously, there's a lot of positivity with the kids, and you have to think about that. I think some of the criticism is a little bit unfair, because this perhaps not enough in there to entertain people like me. But I've seen worse fantasy adventure films. I'll be absolutely honest with you. I've seen a lot worse fantasy adventure films, and as I said, apart from things missing that perhaps I should have really wanted to see, I thought it was quite an enjoyable, very basic. It's a very simple, formulaic story. So yeah, I mean, I would have to say that 93 minutes did feel a lot longer, but at least there was plenty going on, and obviously it set itself up for a sequel with the ending. The ending was, as I say, the ending, I probably got more annoyed with the lead character than the whole film. I just thought, the way his arrogance and the way, that's part of the role, but it just didn't appeal to me at all. I mean, Judi Dench was in it. Even Judi Dench couldn't sort of raise it above anything special, and Colin Farrell obviously was in it as well, but again, very, very plasticky role for Colin Farrell, no real depth to his character. And Judi Dench, I think, who's 80, I think she's 86, she's 86 this year. She was apparently 802 as obviously in this. She's 800. She probably felt like this after doing this film, because even she couldn't sort of raise it above an average sort of thing. So yeah, I mean, I suppose I am coming up with some negatives, but overall, as I say, for younger watchers, I think they'll probably like a lot of it'll go over their heads, but obviously if you're going to watch it on streaming, you're watching it at home. So I wouldn't recommend this to go to the cinema and pay good hard-earned money. But when you're paying for your Disney pass, you've got to watch something, haven't you? And I say I don't really have much to do with it. I don't know what sort of quality of stuff's on there, but obviously at least it's something for your money. And obviously it is worth a watch, and as a home watch and watching on your TV with your kids, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think some of the score of 3.9 average, and some people giving it 1s and 2s out of 10 is a little bit unfair. I think on the basis that if you subscribe to Disney and you want to watch something, it's okay. So apart from all the negatives in it, I think there's enough in this film to. I'm going to give it a watchable rating. I'm going to buck the trend. I'm going to give it 6 out of 10. Just about. I did play with giving less than 6 out of 10, but no, overall, as I say, even though I felt, I'm a 61-year-old guy. I'm not gonna be overly impressed for 93 minutes. Yeah, of course, with something like this. But yeah, the elements of it I quite enjoy. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 6. I'm gonna buck the trend and give it a 6 out of 10. And suggest if you've got yes, don't spend a fortune on it if you haven't got it. And someone, obviously it's not out to buy as such as yet. So obviously, but if it's part of your subscription, watch it with your kids, and your kids should like it, even though they'll probably be asking you what's going on most of the time. Yeah, so anyway, let me know in your comments what you think. I'm gonna buck the trend a little bit and be kind to this, but I can understand if people make comments and say it's the biggest load of crap they've ever seen, because obviously, as I said, I've not read the books. So if you're a fan of the books, if you've not read the books, it may be slightly better. I think it could be better. It could be a better watch. But as I said, what it did inspire me to do was perhaps go back and listen or read 1 or 2 of the books. So that's something for me to keep in mind next time I'm in Waterstones or I'm on my library software on my phone for something to download for audio. Anyway, thanks for watching today. Please follow for all the latest movie news, etc. Please follow me on Twitter at nostalgia_movie. I'm also at Charles Deneen, Deneen spelled D-I-N-N-E-N. And please, I'm on Facebook at Burn Deneen. If you go on there, there'll also be links below and links on Facebook to my little website, moviegamenostalgia.com. If you can go on there, thumbs up to you for a couple of minutes, much appreciated. Old rare DVDs, movie posters from the 1990s and 2000s, and some board games on there as well. So if you can spare a couple of minutes, fantastic, much appreciated. And please, any thumbs up you can leave. It's great to get views, but it's nice to get a thumbs up if you can do that for me. Anyway, hopefully you can join me again for another little movie or TV drama review very, very soon. And if you're into your football, as you know, I'm a Manchester City fan. I do City vlogs as well, so please check all the playlists. There's hundreds of little vlogs and specials, etc. on football. And say, if you're not a football fan, I've had one guy who actually come on and said he's not a football fan, but I've seen a couple of my vlogs. He started to keep his eye out for my team, so that was pretty good. I like that. It was very kind of him. Very nice. Anyway, thanks for watching today. Whatever you're going to do the rest, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. That's all. Look after each other. And hopefully I'll see you all again very soon. This is Bernie saying goodbye for now. Bye-bye.